Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to start a reading vlog of some fall romances. I read some last month and had the absolute best time, and November is, in my eyes, the last month of fall, so I want to squeeze in 3 more romance books that feel like fall to me based on like the cover or the synopsis, or it's obviously set in fall. So anyway, I'm going to talk about the 3 books that I'm going to be reading, and then, as you know, I will update you with my thoughts as I read the books and let you know which ones I recommend. Also, if you have any other fall book recommendations, leave them in the comments down below so I can find some for next year. All right, I'm going to start with People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. Does this cover not scream fall to you? In this sexy and emotional romance from the acclaimed author of Out on a Limb, a small-town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. So you have Prudence and you have Milo, and Prudence has kind of been living at home helping her dad take care of her mother because her mother has Alzheimer's, and Milo is coming into town because his brother is opening a brewery and his brother's wife is pregnant and they already have 5 children, so it's a lot, and I'm just really looking forward to like discovering their love story and everything in between. Next up is Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. I've never read a book by this author before, so I'm really excited for that. It's a feel-good, spicy, small-town romantic comedy with a billionaire who falls first and harder. And it takes place in Cozy Creek, and there's more books in the series. So we have Autumn and Zane. Autumn, the brokenhearted billionaire, visits Cozy Creek to escape. I never expected to become his fake girlfriend or fall madly in love, but here we are. My first impression of Zane Alexander isn't great. The second is worse, but when he uses his power of persuasion to get me to hang out with him, I can't say no. And they quickly go from familiar strangers to flirty friends, and when her ex returns, Zane flawlessly pretends to be her boyfriend to protect me. So excited for this one. It looks absolutely adorable, and another cover that screams of fall. And then the last one on the list is the Heartbreak Hotel, and I don't know if this takes place during fall, but like the cover looks like fall. Like the leaves are changing, the leaves are falling, so I'm going to assume that this is a fall romance. It says a bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted might hold the key to another chance at love in this achingly hopeful debut romance. And so in this one we have Louisa and Henry, and Louisa ends up breaking up and being left this house in the mountains of Colorado. She asks her landlord if she can turn it into a bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted. He reluctantly agrees, and things go from there. Nobody asked for a book update while I was getting ready, but I have been reading People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, and I'm about to get ready for the day. And I also just want to update you on my thoughts. These are the best eye patches. They are the Faded Topicals Brightening Eye Masks. They are like stickers on your face, so highly recommend those instead of like the jelly kind that like always fall off. Putting on my CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion with 50 SPF. Make sure you get it in your hairline, chin, back to your ears, everywhere. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, I can talk about People Watching. So as I said, it's about Milo and Prue. Prue is living with her parents because her mom has Alzheimer's, and her mom has good days and bad days, as you know, one does. And one day she wakes up and she thinks it's her wedding day. So all of a sudden her and her dad like shut down the grocery store and have a wedding. And they have like contingency plans for things in place. And also it seems to be a small town. So like people realize like that this is the situation. So they go with it, you know, the town goes with it. But the dad is worried about Prue because her whole life right now is being centered around, you know, taking care of the mom and stuff like that. And the dad tells her like, your mom wouldn't want this for you. Like she wants you to get out there and live your best life. She promised me that I would, you know, take care of you and watch over you. And like, right now your life revolves around taking care of her and she wouldn't want that. And she's like, but I do. And so he's gonna put the mom in a home if Prue can't like find a life. So it just so happens that Milo, super adventurous Milo, came into town to take care of, well, to help his brother's family while they're opening a brewery, and his wife is pregnant with her 6th kid. And then also their sister is there too, and then also like a business partner of his brother. But anyway, they're opening this brewery, and Prue and Milo bump into one another, obviously, and they're both attracted to each other pretty much immediately. And but Prue is like, yeah, I know this guy's type. He is a playboy. I don't want any part of this. I have things to do. But then when her dad suggests like get a life, like do things and stuff like that. And then, oh, Milo is one of her mom's ex-students. And I guess she made a really big impact on Milo and stuff like that. So he ends up agreeing to like come over and like paint with the mom, and Milo's just like stepping up immediately. Like he goes to the grocery store and he notices something that needs to be fixed, so he fixes it. He also speaks Russian, which her dad speaks Russian. And Prue was cleaning out the studio, the mom's studio, and she seemed like really frustrated and upset, and Milo just like stepped in and helped her and like helped her get her mind off of things. And then that's when they made the agreement, like, okay, you'll spend an hour a day like painting with my mom, and then like we can spend an hour together and like be friends and stuff like that. And obviously there's attraction, like I said. And then it is her birthday party. I forget, does she turn 25 or 26? I don't really remember, but it's her birthday, and Milo comes over. They start playing Truth or Dare, and you know, Hannah Bonham Young does not shy away from spiciness or open door or anything like that. So just FYI on that. Also, there's a little bit of cursing and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I would say it's probably going to be 5 out of 5 stars if it keeps going like this, because I really like it. And obviously it's really sad about the Alzheimer's and stuff. And any book that talks about that and gets some emotion out of me is probably going to be rated pretty high. So I'm thinking that's going to be the case for this one. But yeah, I'm really, really liking it. And I can't wait to dive back in. Very easy to get absorbed in this story. I am currently on page, let's see, 144, chapter 14, and you do get dual perspective. So you get Prue, you get Milo, so you know what they're both thinking and feeling, and it's just so much fun. For a grocery haul. All right, I got just random things. 2 of these salad kits. These are the Taylor Farms Everything Shop Kit. These are my favorite pre-done salad kits, so I got 2 of those. I got some flan, and I got some rice pudding. The flan is for me, the rice pudding is for Daniel. I got 2 croissants. I got some mini naans. I got 2 scalloped potatoes. I got chicken and cheese taquitos. And I got the Southwest chicken taquitos. Two kielbasa sausages. And peanut brittle for Daniel. I got a bunch of tea. I'll show you that in a second. A bunch of it. Okay, I got 2 of these for lunch today. One for me, one for Daniel. I got 2 of the strawberry cottage cheeses, 2 of the pineapple cottage cheeses. I got some pre-made chocolate cookies. I got some garlic stuffed olives, sliced mozzarella, and sauerkraut. And that is all the groceries that I got. Now let's talk about the teas that I got. So this one was about to leave. Sweet Harvest Pumpkin. These are all Celestial Seasonings teas. They are, you know, they're not loose leaf teas. They're in little paper bags. And dried tea like this, I like a loose leaf tea better, but these are just so quick and easy. So I did get this one. It was the last box of Sweet Harvest Pumpkin. And then I got 4 of the Christmas ones. I got gingerbread spice. I got the Candy Cane Lane, which is the one I'm the most excited about. And Cranberry Vanilla Wonderland. And Sugar Cookie Sleigh Ride. So I think I'm good for teas. Okay, few updates. I tried this tea, the Sweet Harvest Pumpkin. It's a black caffeinated tea. So good. I put a little dab of milk in it. Delicious. No sweetener needed. Very, very good. Also, for dinner, I'm just doing a little like snacky thing for dinner. And then Daniel's gonna have his soup with some naan and a couple of these as well. But reading updates, I made it to chapter 19, page 214. And you guys, I love this book. I love it so much. It is spicy. It is open door. Just putting that out there, but it's so good. There was this one part where Milo's brother is like went to the grocery store and was trying to get Prue to come to dinner, but she's like, I think I should talk to Milo about this. And he calls Milo on speakerphone without telling him that he's on speakerphone. Prue was against it though. She's like, I don't think this is right. You should tell him I'm here. But they start talking and then she's kind of like getting into it. Finally at the end, she chimes in because he was like, why are you talking like that? And Nick's like what? He's like you have an audience. And then Prue chimes in with something and then says, see how quickly things can be resolved when we communicate. And I just thought that was so like self-aware of being like not the miscommunication trope. So I love that. And yeah, it's just they're texting and they've had sexy times, and Milo and Prue's dad had kind of like a private conversation and some things were revealed, and I was just really emotional. And it's funny because I was playing Disney Dreamlight earlier and it got really emotional. I know, silly, a video game got emotional, but yeah. I was emotional because of the video game. I was emotional because of my book. I was like, you know what? I'm just taking a nap at this point. So anyway, wanted to give you those updates. I am going to return to both. I'm gonna get my dinner going. I'm gonna play Disney Dreamlight. I'm gonna read more of my book tonight, and I will update you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. No reading update, just a life update. We had our first snow of the year here at the beach. Like, what is happening? Not a lot, but any is significant here. So I'll show you. It's very It's very little, but you can see on top of the grill, on the fence there. You can kind of see it on the grass. That's wild. Okay, I did my morning devotion and my gratitude journal. Now I'm gonna make some tea and then I'm gonna read for like an hour this morning. Still doing the Sweet Harvest Pumpkin. I'd like to just like finish this one off before I open any of the others. It's really good. I had Daniel try it yesterday and he liked it as well. I just do 2 tea bags because I do a big cup and then I'm boiling my water in my kettle and then I just do a splash of half and half, just a dab. This book is so emotional in unexpected ways. You know, you think you're going into a spicy little romance, and then Prue's mother has Alzheimer's, and Milo had a crappy childhood, and all of his siblings did too, and they've been bottling up their feelings about it forever, and just hearing him talk about his parents, it's terrible. And I just can't help but get emotional because I've been there. I've been there. And it sucks. My gosh. And then he's thinking about like, is Prue gonna leave? Am I gonna leave? Am I gonna stay? Is she gonna stay? And I'm like, it's all gonna be okay in the end. Tell me it's all gonna be okay. Okay, it definitely takes place in the fall. The first little fall thing that I caught, at least on page 272, it says, she slides Bertha's slide door open, tosses her loafers onto the ground below, which is dusted with red and orange leaves, and places her feet inside of them. So there's red and orange leaves on the ground. Fall. All right, you guys, I just finished people watching and got ready for the day, and I immediately need to sit down and talk about this book. I'm struggling with my rating a little bit because my initial thought when I finished the book and the entire time I was reading the book was 5 stars. Like, this book is so good. It's very sexy. It has some deeper themes and topics. It's emotional. It's funny. I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. However, it is nowhere near Closed Door or Low Spice. Like, this is heavy spice, and several times too much maybe. I didn't mind it. It was fine, but if we would have reduced that and focused more on some of the other things that were going on in the book, like almost like it felt like a separate plot. You know, there was stuff going on with Prue and her mom and her dad, and there was stuff going on with Milo and his siblings in the brewery and stuff like that. If it would have focused more on that, or even, you know, Prue and Milo falling in love without it having to be in the bedroom, I think I would have just, it would have been a 6-star book. You know what I'm saying? But part of the plot was her, you know, wanting to try all these different things, and Milo like being her friend and being a safe place and being someone that she could go to be like, hey, I want to try this, and him being like, okay. So like, I get that, but I wish it didn't have that, but it is part of the book. So I think realistically it's like a 4.5, but I do not do half stars. I round up or round down, and obviously I'm rounding up. So 5 out of 5 stars for this one. I absolutely love it. It could have been 6 stars without so much sexy times, even if they happened as frequently but didn't go on for as long as they did. But I just absolutely loved the characters. I could almost see her doing another book, and I bet you she's going to. She has a thing with duologies. She has a thing with duologies, like Out on a Limb was, what's that other one that she wrote? Where is it? Where they say the books that the author has written. Hello? Is it not in this book? Okay. Next to You and Next of Kin So I bet you she's gonna do another book, and I would absolutely love if it follows Milo's sister. I would love that. I hope it does. And then maybe we'll see what Milo and Prue are up to as well. So yeah, it does have cursing and lots of sex, but I really loved it. I really, really did. Okay, next up, I'm going to read, or I'm going to attempt to read, The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clover. And I didn't even really know about this book until it was like right before it published. I don't know if this is a debut or not. Yes, it's a debut. That's why I had never heard of it. I am not usually often on top of debuts like I used to be, but this cover, the synopsis, it sounds so good. But I recently had a small group of my friends read this book and not love it. But I'm hoping that I'm the exception, and I always like to form my own opinion. So I'm gonna jump into this one. I'm going to be playing some Disney Dreamlight today. I don't have any other plans. Disney Dreamlight, read a little bit of The Heartbreak Hotel, but I also have no problem DNFing books. Like, out the door they go. If I get, let's say, how long is it first? Ooh, there's a reader's guide. I love when there's a reader's. Can please more books have reader's guides? So there are 16 questions. I love a reader's guide. Okay, 336 pages. If I'm not in it by like 100, then I'm gonna DNF. Good morning from the floor of my office. I am sitting in front of my TBR shelf, and I am getting ready to reorganize it because as the year progresses, it kind of just gets messy. I just throw things on there. I have to combine a bunch of things, and obviously over the last couple of months since I first set this shelf up, I have read a lot of books from this shelf. I have added a lot of books to this shelf, and I've pulled out books for different TBRs, and I always set those on the top. And I really want my books contained to these 8 separate shelves, little cubbies, if you will. And I like to divide my books up by genre, so I thought maybe you would find this slightly interesting, and instead of making this its own separate video, I would just kind of share a little bit of like kind of the before and after, or like the process. Also, I have been reading The Heartbreak Hotel, and I am currently on page 82. And if you remember, I was really hesitant going into this one because of some of my friends' opinions, but I wanted to form my own. And I was saying that, like, I will DNF if I'm not liking a book. I'll give it to the 100-page mark. Well, I'm on page 82, and I'm really liking it. So, does it feel like a 5-star read at this point? No, but I'm not even a third of the way through the book. You know what I'm saying? So I am enjoying it. I still think like I'm in the beginning stages. And I know there's like lots more to come. There's lots of things being alluded to, or like hints are being dropped. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But I need to go through this shelf, but I thought I would do a quick book haul as well. So I have been doing my book hauls a little bit different this year. I used to do like monthly book hauls. And I mean, for the most part, I do have at least one book that I've hauled every single month. But in some of these stacks over here are new books that I haven't hauled. For example, this one, Gracie's and Henry's Holiday Movie Marathon. Just got this in the mail yesterday. Jesse and I are going to be buddy reading this in December. I also got a couple of these Christmas Advent stories. This one is Christmas Eve Love Story, and it's broken up by the different days. So here's the first, and it's like packaged together Here's the second, packaged together. So I really am excited to read that one. I also have Theo of Golden, which my friend Jerry from church let me borrow back in September. And I told her, I was like, do you need this back anytime soon? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to be reading this in December. Let's see, there's some other ones. Oh, here's another Christmas Advent one. This is A Heart for Christmas by Sophie Germain, and this is 24 chapters to open before Christmas. So this one's a little bit different. You have to like rip the page or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to be buddy reading this one with Jules. I also have just some other ones. That was my whole point, is these are ones that are not immediately going onto my TBR. I got one of the Spiral Bible, the Bible in a Year, a 52-week journey through God's Word. Over my Patreon, there's a handful of us that are going to read through the Bible in 2026, and we're going to use this reading plan to do it. So if you want to read through the Bible in 2026 and join me and some of my friends in doing that, join my Patreon and you can join in. Okay, so book boxes, obviously, book box subscription books, The Second Chance Cinema. I really kind of want to read that in January. The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. Let's see, The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand. Problematic Summer Romance, Jessie let me borrow. The Love Haters by Catherine Center. I got on my retreat, The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife. This is one that I'm going to be reading with my church book club in January. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So, yeah. Let's see. Haven't Killed in Years by Amy K. Grant. The Murder Mystery Advent Calendar. I also need to put that with my December books. The Mountains Are Calling. This is another Day Springs devotional. I've read 2 other ones like this, so I'm looking forward to starting this in January. And the reason why I'm waiting until January is because I already have things going and I want to start fresh with something new. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This edition. I do have the other edition on my shelves. I plan to keep both. And let's see, I have The Wrong Daughter by Dandy Smith from Aardvark and A Land So Wide by Aaron A. Craig from Aardvark. I also have Lease on Love. Oh, which came... someone left a bookmark in here. That's nice. Lease on Love, First to Die, and The Lies That Bind. So those are the ones that I haven't really like shared in a dedicated vlog or haul video, but I guess I'm not doing that now either. So I also need to file away the fall books that I didn't manage to read off of my fall TBR. I don't think I'm going to get to any of those, sadly. They're going back on my shelf. And hopefully I'll still read them, but yeah, I read a lot. I read a lot from my fall TBR, and I'm wondering if I want to do a winter TBR. I don't know, maybe. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get busy on this. I just want to take everything off, wipe it down, and then kind of think about how I want to set it up. Okay, this is the progress that I have made. I still have lots of room, but I put my tentative TBR there, and I think that will just be like my monthly TBR shelf. So this is my December TBR. And then I have Standing Up. I have Aardvark Book Club picks. Then I have Book of the Month books. This whole part right here is thrillers and mysteries. This is romance. This one down here, all the rest are crazy. So this one starts with 2 nonfiction, then general fiction, and then cozies in a stack right here. This one is also crazy. We have like 4 historicals, 2 fantasy, and 2 horror books. And then down here, I have graphic novels and like 4 YA books. So yeah, that's what it looks like. But I did clear off the top. I did stack a lot of books. But yeah, I like the way it looks for the most part. Yeah. Now that I have my shelves in some type of way, I am going to be starting my TBR jar again. I probably won't do it in December because I already have a lot of books pulled for December, as you saw in my monthly TBR shelf over there. But I did come up with some pretty basic prompts, and I'm going to be putting them in here starting in January. And basically I did shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how I'm gonna know what shelf 1 is, that's gonna start, since my monthly TBR is in the first one, it will be my book box subscription cubby, then my thriller, then my romance, then the nonfiction, general fiction, cozy, then fantasy, horror, whatever else I have over there, and then at the bottom the graphic novels and YA. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I just won't count the very first one because that's where I'm going to put my monthly TBR. So I have shelves 1 through 6. And then book box subscription. So even though that counts as shelf number 1, I also want to have book box subscription as a possibility because I do have 2 book box subscriptions that I have a lot of books from. Start or continue in a series. That's another big one, especially with like romance, and I have some thrillers or mysteries that I need to continue on. So yeah, I definitely want to do that and keep up with those. I also did just shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, and book box subscription and start or continue a new series. Then I just did basic ones: red book cover, orange book cover, yellow book cover, green book cover, blue book cover, purple book cover. Then I did friend chooses, and this is where I do my tic-tac-toe TBR takedown. I do still plan to do it outside of the monthly jar picks, but that will be a special month that if I pull, because my plan is to pull 3 each month from here, because I still have my Patreon, my podcast. I am part of several book clubs: my in-person book club, my church book club, Jesse's book club, my book club. So yeah, so I will do things outside of the tic-tac-toe, but it will just depend on like what the month is looking like, because I definitely want to bring back that series strong in 2026. Daniel chooses, which I don't even know how he would choose. Anticipated read, new release, backlist book, illustrated cover, and realistic cover. So I think that pretty much covers it. And then if you have any suggestions that you would like me to add to the jar before I start picking in January, let me know and I will add it to the list. But yeah, I'm excited to start the TBR jar, and I would really like to keep it going all throughout the year of 2026, and just keep my mandatory reads, and then my TBR jar, and then occasionally the tic-tac-toe TBR takedown, which is super fun. But I'm gonna add these to my jar. I threw all my old ones away. I didn't want to, but I figured let's just start fresh. You know, I'm all about fresh starts. I've kind of been talking about it in videos, slowing down and making time for myself, things that bring me joy, not feeling like I always have to be like, go, 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 go. I want to enjoy my life, and I want you to also enjoy your life. So I'm just trying to do things that are going to bring me joy and prep for now and 2026. You know, I started this back at the end of August, where I really had this whole mind shift, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm just saying, okay, when 2026 comes, that's when I'll make the change. No, I'm making changes now, and it's just been bringing me a lot of peace of mind. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting back to myself. Even Daniel commented, he's like, I haven't seen you, you know, buy any books in a while. I was like, I know, right? And I said, well, I do hope I get some for Christmas. So, but yeah, I've just been trying to read books for myself, take my time, do other things besides read and besides be perpetually online. It's hard because it is part of my job, obviously, but I've been trying to get like a good night's sleep and going to bed earlier, and I've been waking up earlier, and it's just been really good. I've been really good lately. Like I haven't been stressed. Well, I was stressed the other day when we had a mini kitchen fire. I was stressed about that, but obviously that's something you're supposed to be stressed about. But even through that, I was just one step in front of the other, trying to figure out what to do next, and it took a while to make sure everything was okay. But yeah, I've been feeling in a really good headspace, and I have some exciting things coming in my personal life in 2026. Like I was talking about earlier, like reading through the Bible again. I did that for the first time in 2021. I started in February, and then I obviously ended in February of 2022, but I stuck with it like the entire time. I never got behind. It was the first thing I did every single day. And I've already built that as part of my habit, and I do my Bible study first thing in the morning. I wake up, go to the bathroom, come out, and even sometimes before my coffee, I'll do my devotionals. So I think it's going to be real easy to just like add that in, because at one time I was doing 2 devotionals, my gratitude journal, and a chapter of a Christian nonfiction. So as long as I can get it done first thing in the morning, or if I can't, making sure it happens before I go to bed, but I get it done first thing in the morning. So, and then it just kind of starts my day off right, you know? But anyway, I'm just going to fold these and put them in the jar. And like I said, if you have any fun, I don't want them to be necessarily, I think for right now, I would like them to be pretty generic. Like I don't want seasonal ones, for example. I need like a separate seasonal jar, because that's what I had my patrons do. I had them submit prompts for like fall, like my fall TBR jar. And it just got overwhelming because I never really did it, because I always have books to read for a million different things. But I think I'm gonna be less stressed in 2026 and only read what I feel like reading. Even though I always say I'm gonna do that, I think 2026 is really the year. I mean, I've already started. So now that I've already started, I think if you want to get into a new habit in 2026, like you're like, in 2026, I want to learn to bake bread, okay? You need to start baking bread now. You need to start it right now. And then when 2026 rolls around, you'll be like ahead of the curve, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's how I've been doing it. I'm like, in 2026, I want to be less stressed. I want to have, you know, this, that, and the other. And I've already started doing the things that I want out of 2026. So anyway, all right, I'm going to finish folding these, and then I'm going to get back to my book, which I'm still really liking. I haven't listened to much more because I was doing that and I thought I would be able to multitask, but Daniel was coming in and, you know, all of that. So I didn't get to multitask, which is fine. One of the things I'm trying to do less of. I'm trying, like right now, I'm talking to you, yes, but I'm not listening to my audiobook and doing this, or doing something on the computer and doing this. I'm just folding these pieces of paper and talking to you as if we were on FaceTime. Anyway, all right, I'm almost done folding all the papers, but I think I'll just store this on my monthly TBR shelf, even though I'm not using it technically for December. But, yep, fold it and fold it. All right, we are done. And by we, I mean me. There we go. TBR jar 2026. Let me know if you have any prompts that are going to go in here. I love this little bow, but okay. I wish this was better folded. Okay. There we go. My cutesy little jar. Just going to go over there on my shelf. I'm going to put it right there. You guys, I just finished The Heartbreak Hotel by Eleanor Clover. I locked in and finished this book today. I was determined to finish it, just have been reading all morning. It's lunchtime now. So my whole morning, what did I do? I read this book and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, at the very beginning, I had heard some non-stellar reviews and opinions about this book. I know it has like such a cutesy cover. It even has a dog on the back, but I heard some less than stellar reviews about this book, and I just finished it, The Heartbreak Hotel by Eleanor Clover, and I enjoyed it. Is it my favorite romance of all time? No. Was I laughing, kicking my feet, and giggling? No. But I thought it was good and I enjoyed it. And I liked the way that it was exploring a fresh start for an adult main characters and like their second chance at love, but also life and the life that they're building for themselves. There's so many new and first things that are happening for the characters. Not only our two main characters, but like the side characters that actually do come to the hotel. And it's such a beautiful setting. We didn't get to see too much of it, but they did go on a hike and it did talk about the trees and it did talk about some of the like small businesses and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it and I'm giving it 3 stars. Do I recommend it? There's a bunch of books that I would recommend more if you're looking for something in like my personal wheelhouse. But yes, if you're interested, if you've recently gone through a breakup or, you know, something like that, I would recommend it because it makes you feel not alone. You know, it makes you feel like other people have gone down this path. You may or may not go down this path several times in your life, but that it's all going to be okay. You know, the hard things in life do eventually get better. And you can lean on each other and get like support from friends, from family, but also like seek professional help as well. So yeah, it had family bits, romance, obviously. I wish it could have pulled more on my heartstrings. I wish that I was, you know, laughing, kicking my feet and giggling, but like it was a solid romance and I believe it's a debut. Yeah, it's a debut. So I will definitely be keeping Eleanor Clover on my radar. I don't know if she has anything else like announced already, but yeah, solid 3 stars. Alrighty friends, it's been about a week since I read my last book and decided that we were going to move on to Fall I Want, obviously the last book for the video. I did read 26 pages when I initially started it, and it is fresh in my mind how it starts. So I think I'm okay there. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up with chapter 3 and continue reading. I'd like to finish this fairly soon, either today or tomorrow. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap things up before Thanksgiving break, and I have the whole day to read as much as possible. Initially, I had my in-person book club meeting tonight, but I'm actually not going to that. It's a little far away for me to travel with the time change and all that. It's going to be dark, the meeting, and then it's like an hour both ways, and that's just too far for me to travel for a book club. Well, it's over an hour. So anyway, I'm going to dive into this one. I have heard people said that they didn't like the male main character. So far he just seems a little grumpy, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to dive into this and I will keep you updated with my thoughts. I have made it to page 107 of Fall I Want, and so far what has happened is Autumn works in a coffee shop in Cozy Creek, and Alexander comes in for a drink and he says it's terrible, and she tries it and she's like, actually it was perfect. So I don't know what his deal was, and she's been thinking about him ever since because he reminds her of Mr. Dreamy from her dreams, the guy that she's always like fantasizing about. And then like it's like he's in the flesh, you know. But anyway, so she's going for a run after work. She goes up to this house that's supposedly like haunted and stuff, and all throughout her childhood she's always like gone over to this house, tried the doorknob and it's been locked, you know, that sort of vibe. Well, she goes up there, of course that's where Alex lives. She basically walks into his house. Like, who does that? Let's say that was a funny little thing that you did as a kid. You went to the haunted house and you tried the doorknob and it was locked, and you were like, oh, one day I'm gonna get inside. But like, if you literally went up to the house and the door was open, would you walk in? No, you wouldn't. So let's suspend her disbelief. She goes inside. Alex is in there. He accosts her. They have this like little exchange or whatever. They're obviously attracted to one another. But yeah, so then from that, they kind of become like friends. And things happen from there. I would say at the very beginning, he was very gruff. He was very rough around the edges. But I just think he has a lot going on in like his personal life, like with his dad and with the business that his family like owns and stuff like that. But yeah, I really do like Autumn. I like her friends, and he seems like he's softening up, and we're getting behind the layers now, especially because I've read like 100 pages and they've got like, they've hung out and they've opened up a little bit to one another, and I'm actually liking it now. So I'm gonna play, actually I'm going to eat lunch, play Disney Dreamlight, and then get back to the book. But it was easy to sit down for about an hour and read like 100 pages. I have so many things I wish to be doing, like reading, playing Disney Dreamlight, junk journaling, needle pointing. I just have so many hobbies right now, and it makes me so happy. I read those 100 pages yesterday. I think I was on page like 106, and I didn't really read anything else, like maybe another chapter, but today is the day that I'm hoping to finish it. However, I do have some things going on today, but I woke up an hour before my alarm went off. Well, like 45 minutes, and I decided to use that time for reading. So I immediately listened to the audiobook for about 45 minutes. I think I'm past the 200 page mark now, right? I'm pretty sure I am. Anyway, I have Bible study this morning. Afterwards, I need to go to the needlepoint store. After that, I need to go and pick up some holds from my library. So after that, I'm going to get home. I'm going to eat some lunch. Maybe I'll just grab something while I'm out. I don't really know, but I'm going to be gone for a large, well, all morning. I'm going to be gone and into the early afternoon. And I know after all of those errands and all of the things, I'm going to be exhausted. but hopefully I can hold off and just read my book when I get home. And then tonight at 8 p.m. is Survivor. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's kind of the lay of the land today. I'd like to finish the book. That's why I was hoping I would have read more yesterday. I did finish Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish last night, and I'm going to rate the story 3.5 stars. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to be rounding it down on Goodreads because I don't think it quite made a 4, but it is the most 3.5 star book I've ever read, at least in recent history. The beginning was a little bit not my cup of tea, but very quickly after that, I fell in love with the town and Autumn's friends and where she worked, and even Alexander, and just how he worshipped Autumn. Basically, it was so like obvious, and so like obviously he's a billionaire, so like money is no object, but he just put her first in every sense of the word. If they went somewhere and either one of them felt uncomfortable, they left. He never made her do anything that she didn't want to do. He was a perfect gentleman. Everything was really great. I just didn't fully connect with them or see how or why they fell in love. But I guess it was just like they're twin flames, they're mirrors of each other. They did know each other when they were younger. And I mean, not really, she more knew his sister, but it was almost like this prophecy that they were supposed to be together. I did like the tie-ins of like their past relationships and overcoming those and looking for like a healthier relationship. It's like no relationship at all unless it's a good one type vibes. I really liked that. I liked how he always included her friends, and I like how flirty they were with one another. I do think that there was, you know, too much spice for my liking. But overall, 3.5 stars, rounded down to 3 on Goodreads, which means that I finished my last little fall push of reading these fall romances. People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, my favorite of the bunch. I gave this 5 stars. And then The Heartbreak Hotel, I gave this one 3 stars. And I will continue reading from this author. And then Fall I Want, which this is technically a first book in a series, and I haven't decided if I want to continue on in the series or not. I don't own any of the other books, but maybe in the future I will continue on in this series, but not anytime soon. I have plenty of other series to work on. But yeah, thank you for tuning in and watching this vlog. I know it's coming out a little late just because the month went by so quick. But I appreciate you guys being here. Leave the fall leaves emoji in the comment section down below. An orange heart emoji, any kind of fallish emoji you want to leave in the comment section down below, because in my personal opinion, fall is September, October, and November, and this is the last video of November. So I will check back in with you with my December TBR next week. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.